Hello, maurieo. Civil and Structural Drawing, DE 5202, Session 3, Long Sections. Alrighty, let's get cracking. Civil and Structural Drawing. By now you should be quite familiar with the dashboard. And we're going to Session 3. That's where we're going to start today. At Session 3. And we're going to look at the session notes, which should be coming up here anytime soon. And there we go. And we do our slideshow from the beginning. So that's our title page that we're all very familiar with. And get my lighting. So I've got some problems with my lighting here tonight, one way and another. That seems to have solved it. So yep, as I move around the lighting changes. Anyway, that's all good, so let's just crack on. This is our session plan. In the first session, sign in, that's very important. Log into Moodle. I will give you an intro to Session 3 and then you'll continue on with your basic 2D CAD project and weekly tasks. In the second part 2 of the session, sign in, we'll have a Q&A and then continue with your 2D CAD and weekly tasks. So I'm getting some students, I'm getting some reasonable feedback on their CAD. I see some of them are up to, have got the furniture in, starting to do some hatching and starting to work on dimensions and what have you. So that's probably, yeah, a good place to be. You should probably be finishing off the floor plan this week and starting to look at the sections and the XREFs. And then moving through to the final plan. So things should be starting to come together. All the while getting 5 of the skills are signed off, or 5, or 10 of them, but in lots of 5. So do 5, maybe one session. That would be 10 a week, or possibly 20 a week if you can manage it. But it's just need to give a little bit of chance to everybody so that they can get in and get some work done. Alrighty, so that's the session plan. Now, on successful completion of this session, you should have investigated long sections. So you should know what long sections are. And in particular, you might want to pay particular attention to the idea of chainage, which is the distance down the road from the start. You should have acquired some more CAD skills, and you'll be noticing that your CAD skills are building up, and you're quite find acquiring new ones quite easy. And I was seeing some of you are getting some quite good skills up and running. So that's pretty good. Pretty happy with that. I'm just trying to adjust my lighting here as it seems to vary around a bit. I don't quite know why. We might need to get a little bit more over. Oh, that makes it worse there, but there you go, and then it'll vary. So yes, it all takes time. Okay, so and then updated your course diary, of course, and understood what to do before next week. Now, what we have here is a beautiful pearl. A pearl in an oyster shell on a sandy beach. And this is representative of learning. The learning is the pearl that you get at the end of the course. The pearl of wisdom or learning. However, when we look at the way that pearl forms, and this is it can happen naturally or in what they call farmed pearls as well. So they put a foreign body or a little bit of grit gets into the pearl, and the pearl put layers of stuff around it to try and isolate it. And over a period of time, eventually the beautiful pearl forms like this. So that's how the pearl forms. And this is likened to education. Takes the grit of sand to create the pearl. So this is the irritants. This could be me, or a challenge that we put in front of you that you have some trouble with in terms of getting it, getting over that challenge, but you form a body of knowledge round it till eventually you get a beautifully formed body of knowledge, or the pearl of wisdom. So the saying is, no grit, no pearl. So without the grit, of course, there is no pearl is created. It's the grain of sand in the oyster that creates the pearl. So a little bit of antagonism, a little bit of hardship, a little bit of confusion, these are all part of the learning process. They're there to make you form your body of knowledge around the little antagonism, the little bit of grit, the irritant. You form your body of knowledge around that, and the beautiful pearl forms from that process. So we must always remember, it's the grain of sand in the oyster that creates the pearl. Okay, so is your diary up to date? That is my grain of sand for this moment, as I remind you and remind you and remind you. So there will be no excuses. If the difference between you and passing is, say, 4%, that could be your diary. Had you done your diary, you might find that, that 4% would be very easily obtained. So just remember, is your diary up to date? Fill it in with your reflections, what happens, what you're proposing to do. It's just a personal document, mostly for you, but I will have a look, and it's, take care with it. You can change your mind. You can go back and change it. There's no problem. There's nothing right or wrong. It's just opinion. Okay, is your diary up to date? Worksheets. So we're now into week 3 of the worksheets. I think this will be worksheets 9, I think might be coming up. So some of them have quite a bit of work in them. So you do need to be making sure that you are keeping up to date with them. So if you haven't handed any in, or you haven't completed any, serious trouble is on its way. So just be very careful with your worksheets. Make sure you get them completed, or you have a working program or committed program towards getting them completed and handed in. The infrastructure guru, again, these are part of the worksheet, so I've put the finalized names up here. Hopefully they're correct, so you might want to check those, and you should be, I think there was 5 stages, so you should have completed your research, and you should be starting to put together a poster and a presentation. People should be approaching me now and suggesting that they're ready to do their presentation, or booking times to do that, so that these things can be got underway, and we can get them all nicely organised and what have you. Okay, the basic 2D CAD, I have talked about that previously in the discussion here. So people are starting to get up to the furniture, and some I know have got the floor plan finished and are working on elevations and things like that. They've seem to have made their way through the videos without too much problem. So there are a couple of issues coming up that I'm hoping people will ask me. One of them is regarding the windows and how you just center them on the rooms rather than there and let them fall how they come. I've had a couple of emails about that, which I've answered pretty promptly. So yeah, your basic 2D CAD should be starting to come together now, the third week. All right, and what's new in Moodle? Brings us to the end of the slideshow. So we'll escape out of there, and we'll go and have a look at Moodle. Hopefully, here it is here. So this is let me see. So we've seen the home page there and the assessment. I don't think there's been any changes here. I've put the 2D CAD skills sheet there and given out hard copy of that. The diary assessment criteria are all there, and of course the CAD challenge, that's all there as well. So shouldn't be too many problems there. If we go to the basic 2D CAD, I've put up, started to, the basic 2D CAD is here. Here it is here. And I've started to work through some of the task videos, so I've got more of those done, up to tabs, all those, so I'll do some more of those this week. Not that that should in any way hinder your progress. I can always just show you live anyway, so I'm working on those. Hopefully I'll have them finished. I do have alternative ones that you could use if you wanted to ask something about those. So yes, they're all there for the taking, and we should be working through the 2D CAD without too much problem. Well, that's what I've experienced so far anyway. So that's all good. I've started up here an Ask Me Anything section, and I've got a couple of questions there from last week that I've answered or given a video response to. So are you able to provide more detail on annotative dimensioning? So I've provided two videos there. First of all, I've looked at annotative dimensioning part 1, which is annotative text. I think you've got to look at text first before you go ahead and look at the dimensioning, because the text is a big part of the dimensioning. And then I've looked at dimensioning. What is the purge command? And I've put a video there on the purge command as well, so you can have a look at those. And then there's the answers to the worksheets here. And so we'll go to session 3, and you'll see there that I asked you before class to review the resources below, which is on Longsections, and a series of plans and things about various areas and things like that just you need to review and have a look at them and study them quite carefully. Not for any specific, but just for their form and shape and what they do and what they show, because this is important experience, so that when you do see a set of plans, you know what to look for and what certain things mean. So there's weekly tasks to do. There's task 9. So there's some notes and then a data sheet. Task 10, some notes and a data sheet. And 11, which is some long section questions there to be answered in a quiz type question. And here's the other one. So read them very carefully. They are quite detailed, and have a look at the answers. Down in here are some notes on long sections. Victoria Road pavement rehabilitation, a set of plans, some long section examples, and some plans of the Waikato Expressway, which may be quite interesting in the sense of their examples of how work is done and what's meant by some of those things. So I think that's pretty much it, and by way of introduction. So yeah, not too bad there. I'm just going to check the time now, but I think we've just been going just 14:50, coming up 15 minutes. So that's almost a record. I think we're in for a record here. 15 minutes. Very good. Okay then. So let's leave it there. Cheers. See you.